Today, I'm gonna build a working Lego arcade machine to put in my Lego room. And the plan is to use this PS5 as the gaming system so I can play different games on it. So I'm gonna start by building the control console. It's gonna have all the buttons in it. Because basically I'm gonna put 2 of these controllers underneath the console, and then I just need to design some mechanisms and controls that will actually look like an arcade machine, but really, you'll be just playing with the buttons on this thing. So maybe just like the joystick, and then these 4 buttons, and that should give us access to a lot of different games. So I'm gonna build up a frame around this so we kinda know what we're working with. Check it out. Now, this thing cannot move around. Wow, literally, that thing's in there. Now we need to figure out how to do this thing. So we need a joystick, which we can build using axles. If we connect these 2 like this, now we have this fulcrum point right here. Of course, this piece won't work because we need it to go sideways and up and down. Okay, so instead of that, because that would mean we'd have to invert the controls, which you can't do in all games apparently, I've come up with a new mechanism. We're gonna take a Lego tire, and one of these Lego tires fits right on the wheel, like that. Take a little wheel piece, put it inside there, and that stays in there pretty well. All you gotta do is that, and boom, now we have a joystick. The thing we really need to figure out is these buttons here, because I want something to be able to push these, but that's a little difficult, unless you put a button right here, in which case it's not that difficult. We just need to build a linkage system. By adding a few simple pieces, such as this, and one of these little lift arms here. Check this out. Push the top of this, and it pushes on that button, as you see. For some reason, I imagine that going more difficult. If we add this piece to the top, this will feed through the top board, and we can put a button on top of it, and boom, it breaks. That is genuinely beautiful, check it out. Bam, bam, bam. I'm just putting these on as placeholders. We'll actually build buttons for this, but now we just need something for these 4 buttons right here. So this is the mechanism I have. I have 4 buttons on the front. I want them to have be this spaced apart. The problem is on the controller here, these buttons are really close. So what I'm doing is I'm remapping them. So this one will be on the button. These other ones will be far away. So essentially I've mapped these out to be on the marks, these little marks here, like that. And we just need to hold these in place so that you can push them up and down, but they won't move. We use a couple of these little Technic pin things with studs on them, and then we stick it here. We'd like to put that there. There we go. See how that sticks in place no matter what direction it is? I'm not gonna use these buttons, these are just placeholders. We'll actually build the top, but we just need to get this in here and locked in so that it's actually in the right position. Later we can rebuild it and make it look good. Now we just gotta do that for the other ones too. All right, so here's the current problem we have. This brings stick drift to a whole different level. Using this tire system on top of this joystick, you know, you're playing, you're moving around and stuff. Not only does it come off, but if it doesn't come off, it actually rotates its position on the stick. So it can like be crooked at an angle, so you can't turn this way all the way. I don't even know what to do to fix this. So I'm gonna just test a bunch of different things and see if that works. The problem with my first idea for the mechanism, which was something that would have a fulcrum point up here that would kind of angle it and do that to move it around, is that everything would be opposite. So that up would be down and down would be up, and that's a problem. And then I realized we just have to look at it upside down. Literally, we're just gonna flip the entire thing upside down. We can make it so that up is up, down is down, right is right, and left is left. It's genius. So we just need a mechanism that will move this thing in 2 different directions, and I have an idea. That's all we need for the mechanism. We have that in the middle, we have these 2 pieces on the sides, so now this will give us that degree of rotation. If we add in a couple of these little Technic bricks here, that will give us our 2nd degree of rotation. We can go sideways, and we can go forward and backwards. Kind of perfect. You can like go up and around, and just like go sideways, the other side. I'm really proud of it. I also added some cheap little springs under these buttons. So as you see, it does push the buttons under there, and the springs just kind of help it along. And we also got this guy right here, which will trigger the bumper, which you can usually program in the game. So now we have all the mechanisms working for this control thing. We just need to build a mechanism for another one next to it, and we'll come in with our buttons and the rest of the stuff once we've actually built up the machine. So as you can see, now we have the control console, and this is just one big chunk. Next, we have to build a machine. And so I got this TV for a whopping $15 at a garage sale. My plan is to put this inset at an angle like this. We just have to build up the frame on top of the base plate. Since this is an arcade machine, I'm gonna use a bunch of red. And we can throw in some white and maybe some blue to make it like more interesting. So now we just gotta build up this frame more and fill in the walls, and then we'll put something up here to actually make it look like an arcade machine. And while I'm doing that, I can tell you about Opera. Opera is a free browser designed to make your online experience faster, safer, and easier. And with its wide array of features like its built-in AI Aria. Aria, who built the first arcade machine? The more you know. To the built-in messengers like Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter in the sidebar, it really feels like an innovative browsing experience. Okay, so I got it built up a bit more, and as you can see it now, I'm taking Technic bricks and going all the way across so I can hold up the TV. So if I integrate a bunch of Technic bricks all the way across this, it should make it really strong. When I play in my videos, I like to have several tabs open so I can research and schedule stuff, and one of the cool features with Opera is called Tab Islands, which lets you group tabs together and shrink or expand them so you can stay organized, which is really nice. I can also completely customize the speed dial page with my own background and add quick links to the sites I use the most. Opera also has a built-in VPN so you can browse safely and hide your location, and an ad blocker so you can browse without getting distracted by all the pop-ups. And say like, I want to switch from working to entertainment. I can just switch my workspace, and now I can watch some Lego videos for inspiration. So now what I'm doing is I'm building up these little spike kind of lightning things to put on each side because I want to have details here, and then I also want to have the PlayStation logo across the top in white. I think it's gonna look super clean. Ooh, actually it'd be super cool if I did yellow on the inside of the blue. I might do that. Opera even has a built-in music player so I can turn on my building soundtrack. It lets you choose from 7 different streaming services depending on what you use, and it's really easy to stop or skip a song without leaving your tab. I like this a lot because I usually listen to music all the time when I'm editing videos, and having it this accessible while I'm searching is awesome. So if you guys want to try Opera yourselves, you can click the link in the description and download it for free. It's pretty cool, you should check it out. Alright guys, as you can see, we have some cool details here. Check out my sick lightning bolts. You see these things are just set in here, we got the cords coming out. Those will hook onto something there. We now have to install the TV. So if we just take this guy right here, we gotta put some stoppers in here so that the TV doesn't fall backwards. Do that. Okay, so the TV is in place, as you can see, but I also wanna put some white trim on this because I don't really like the look of this studded thing. My plan is to build a little C shape out of bricks and then just set it on there, and we can try a few different colors, see what works best. Hey, that's not bad, right? Now, I wanna actually take the PlayStation logo and put it up here, real big. But we gotta connect these with Technic bricks so this thing isn't all wobbly. It's so hard when you're building big stuff because literally everything wants to break. Usually at like Legoland and stuff, when they make models like this that are like huge, they'll put steel frames inside it. But me, I don't necessarily have that option. Okay, so we have here the PlayStation logo. I'm gonna make a big white bar that goes across the top of the machine, so we just need to make the negative of this. So I'm just gonna take like slopes and stuff and then try and create the same shape. For example, we can start with this pillar, go up to about there. We can add a wedge like this, a little slope piece here, and build up the rest of the center pillar using bricks. And at the top of that, I have this perfect little piece right here. Put that right there. Okay guys, check this out. So we take some black for the background, and then we just put this thing right on there like that. Eh? That's pretty nice. Since I actually want to make this light up, I'm gonna grab a strip of LEDs and we'll move this black backdrop backwards a couple studs. Now the LED strip is going to go inside of this on the bottom like that and wrap around. So I guess we need to build the rest of this. Now we can plug it in and theoretically it should glow. Ah. A little hard to see, but you can tell that it is glowing out of there. What I did in the back, I just have this black panel here, and then I just wrapped the LEDs around so they all kind of shine inward. And it doesn't work amazing, but it works well enough. Now we can install this on top of our machine. Please don't break. Hey! Check it out, we got the PlayStation logo on there. That looks super nice. I made this little black border around it just to give it like a little bit of extra flair. But now we just gotta build the base for this thing and then finish the control board on top, make that look really nice. Okay, so I think I want to put the arcade machine right here next to the decks. So to start that, I'm just gonna build a perimeter around the bottom and then we can build up from there. I just wanna make sure I get it the right size. This is so weird, we're just building on the floor of a Lego room. This is weird. So now we have the basic outline. It is that big, and it's gonna come up to probably about here. But we actually have to provide power to this, so I'm gonna take out this panel here so I can install an outlet. And the way to do that is with a hot glue stick, and you just heat it up, stick it on one of the little panel pieces, and pull it out so we can access the screws. Now that this thing is actually loose, we just pop it through from the other side. Now we can just reassemble this with a little box in the middle that'll fit the shape of the outlet. So now we can reinstall this. The important thing about actually putting this back in is you first split it into 2 parts. Then all you gotta do is just kind of angle 2 parts like this and simply snap it back in. Just like that. It's perfect. Then we take our panels and just pop them back in like that. Check it out, now we have an outlet, and it only took 20 minutes. Now we can build up the base the rest of the way. So what I'm doing is this pattern called running bond, which essentially overlaps every brick by at least 2 studs. And this is a thing in actual brickworking that my aunt told me about. Also, the PlayStation, I'm going to put right up here and mount it kind of inside the machine. I also want to integrate some cool looking designs into this using the yellow and blue pattern for the lightning, because I think it'll make it look a lot nicer. I just like to get up to a level where I can build sitting down or standing up. One of them. This is horrible. Ow, my feet. So I'm just getting this layer built up on the table because it's way easier. And then we're gonna put the PlayStation right here and make a little door so we can take it off. Thousands of bricks into this already. Where's my hammer? Check it out, it's bigger now. We're gonna put the PS5 right above here, so we need to build a platform right there. But since I don't wanna waste a ton of Lego bricks that I could use on the outside, I bought Duplo. They're literally Lego bricks. Look, it says in the stud. See, oh there. Oh. Take my word for it, they're Lego, okay? So now I just gotta build the platform up so we can put the PS5 on top of it. That needs to come up another 2 feet. Okay, now this thing should work with the Duplo. Not bad. We take our PlayStation. Okay, not bad. That was stressful. Now we can access this. I'm gonna put a little panel right here where we can access it. This is looking pretty good. We just need to build this up to here and build the controls. Drop. Dude. That is so cool. The last thing we gotta build for this is just the buttons and joysticks that'll sit on top of the control mechanism and make that look really nice. So here we have our control console. It doesn't look very nice on the top. So my plan is to rebuild these buttons and then build a nice smooth black top sideways that'll just go on it. So using these pieces, we just gotta build up some buttons that will connect to the axles. All right, so we got player 1 and player 2. For the joysticks, we're gonna have to build a joystick. We start with 4 of these little black Erlings, actually 8. Then you grab 6 4x4 plates and you attach 4 of these, it doesn't matter what direction they're really facing, to one side and 4 of them to the other side, like that, as long as the studs are facing out. And then you just connect them. I promise you I know what I'm doing. Boom, just like that. Now I know this looks like a square. To make it circular, we add a bunch of slopes like this. And then we add some of these flat slopes like this. And we basically do that on all 6 sides until it's a sphere. On one side, we're just gonna throw a couple of these things in the middle, like that, so we can attach it to the axle. So now we got our joystick design and our buttons, and we need to take this design here and then build it all the way across without all these Technic bricks. So we'll just put the holes where they need to go, and the rest of it, we'll just have to kind of reinvent to go all the way across here. This is the layout of the buttons and joysticks we're gonna actually have on top. Tell me this doesn't look like 10 times better than that. See now, just look how much better this one looks on the top. All the holes are still in the same right places than this one, which is just holes everywhere. And this thing clicks on right in here. Now when we flip this upside down, there we go, look at that. Now we just have to cut out a hole for the joystick to go right here, and then somehow integrate this mechanism into it so it's flush, because otherwise it'll be too high. Last thing to do is just connect the joystick right here. You see kind of how the mechanism works there. It's just like a free floating mechanism, so we can get the joystick to move up and down. Same thing with the buttons, they're just kind of put in place. And these two will hit the 2 bumpers, just so we can have a little bit more control of the game. We have 2 joysticks, 12 buttons, and we just gotta put this thing in place. All right, are you guys ready to see this thing? It looks so cool. Check it out. This is the Lego PS5 arcade machine. You can see we got the logo right there, the screen right there, the lightning on the sides too. I kind of made it look like a bolt that kind of goes around the side there. Working buttons, and joysticks. We just gotta turn it on and then we can play some games. Here's hoping I wired it correctly before I sealed it in so that everything turns on. Yes, PlayStation. You can see here we're playing Fall Guys. Okay, so that's jump, that's move. Once you get, the joysticks are a little finicky, not gonna lie. But this is so cool. Just like feeling like we're on an arcade machine. That's the coolest part of this. Yay. And then you can queue in player 2 by just pushing the button with the thing I didn't put in there. So I'm gonna get some friends and see what they think of it.
Hey, that's cool. That's so cool. Tell me how the controls work.
So essentially, this is your move. And then the rest of the controls are flipped, because it's just basically like a PlayStation controller.
Is this like one of those ones in Tron where it takes you to the...
No, but that'd be cool. This is so fun. This kind of reminds me of like... Street Fighter.
Oh my gosh, you can like double jump on this, that's cool.
You can triple jump. You make you feel like you're at an actual arcade.
I've never been to an arcade.
Ever? I feel like I'm getting better at it, just having the controls be like refreshed. Oh no. And I can throw. See that?
Yeah.
So the bumpers work. So what do you think? Is it fun?
It's cool.
Just the fact that it's 2-player, that's like probably my favorite part. Cause you can play with friends. Oh, and the vibrations, that's so funny. I didn't even think about the vibrations from the controller. Dude, it's got DualShock. I can't explain how cool it feels to feel the controller vibrations through the arcade machine. It's literally like haptic feedback. You can play basically any platformer game. These are just the games I have on here. Whatever one just uses one axis of movement instead of like looking around, so no first-person games basically. That's just because there's only one joystick per controller. And then this panel here, you take this out and then just build different top pieces that will push different buttons. If you want to like play Spider-Man, you can build a custom board to play Spider-Man and then just interswap them. That's cool because it's like the Lego room. It's customizable. I mean, I'm really happy with it. I super like it. Like, this is something I'm using. And then your fight button is this white one. It's okay.
Sorry.
So we built a Lego arcade machine. Huge thanks for watching. Make sure you check out one of these 2 videos popping up on your screen and subscribe for more cool videos in the Lego room. See ya.